Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. And as I promised, in this particular one, we are getting back on track, okay? With our favorite hobby that we might have dropped out for a while because of a little bit of a burnout. Oopsie. But yeah, we're gonna do that. And to me, my favorite hobby is making miniatures. To you, it's probably something else. But we're getting back on track. We're just doing it. And if you're new here in 2025 on this channel, we just want to try to learn how to prevent creative burnouts altogether. But while we are trying different techniques and strategies to figure this out, it might take a while. So for now, I'm gonna share my try and true hacks that have helped me in the past. And here's the 7 things that might help you as well. First up, and I'm putting this first just in case you will click away. I still hope this is the one thing that will stick with you, because this is the most important tip, trick, hack, call it whatever you want. If you want to ease your way into a creative process, just quit all the rules and restrictions, like all of them, and do something joyful and simple just for the sake of having fun as a complete beginner. And it's not that easy, okay? If you have been in creative field for a while, it's really hard to go back to square one and just do something dumb. But it works. That's why today, against my usual let's do everything from scratch kind of mindset, I'm dropping off my professional crafter pride and we're gonna customize this little miniature roombox kit. Yeah, so I'm gonna change to my pajamas and let's unbox this baby up. I usually burn out when I expect way too much from myself. My perfectionist brain wants every project to be a masterpiece, and the more I create, the higher my expectations get. But here's the thing, I'm not at this level yet, and honestly, trying to be perfect sucks all the fun out of the process. It turns creativity into hard and boring work. And we already have enough of that in outside world where we have so many obligations and things we have to do, and sometimes because we need to do them, not because we want to. So our creative space should be a safe space, right? Where we can do whatever we want, and the key word here is want. Look at this vending machine, for example. It's the favorite miniature that I've ever done. It's way far from perfect, but atmospherically beautiful because it's a replica from the game Stray. I wanted to make more versions of it, but I set these impossible conditions for myself. The next one has to be flawless. And I even measured the real vending machines when I was in Japan to make an exact scaled-down copy. But here's the catch. Calculations are my least favorite part. And for every idea, I have this sky-high expectations of how it should turn out. And as someone who has tried a lot and can do a lot, I used to feel embarrassed to make something, well, ordinary. And recently, I keep asking myself, why? Ironically, it's these self-imposed rules that kept me from starting a new project or sometimes doing anything at all. So to go back to one of my favorite hobbies, I'm gonna focus on creating, not for the result, but for the process itself. And that's why I'm starting with something, kind of air quotes shameful, which is not shameful at all, but I felt this way for the longest time. I'm starting with a low quality kit where all the hard prep work is done for me. And I can't resist, and I'm gonna customize just a few little things here and there, but still enjoying the process. I'm just painting walls in different color and add a little bit, personal touch on the floors, but nothing crazy as I usually do. Just, something fun on the surface that I can do automatically without even thinking about it. And I wish I would knew this tip back when I made my first diorama, which was a mini version of Monica's apartment from Friends show. It took me 2.5 years to finish it. It would take me less nerves and meltdowns and breaks if I would just distract myself from time to time with some easy craft activities. So I feel like this tip is really helpful also when you're working on a bigger project that requires a lot of mental energy and intense focus, and you just need a distraction with no overthinking overthinking, to just turn your brain off and do something I would wanna even say useless, just for the sake of a pure and easy fun. And there is some practice that I've been doing for a few weeks, and exactly this little dumb thing brought me back to my crafting table again. So a few weeks ago, I watched some TV show before bed. As usual, it was some Chinese TV series. By the way, Korean dramas is K-dramas, but Chinese dramas is C-dramas? I don't know. Tell me please in the comments, because I want to know how I can properly call it. So, I've been watching this TV series before bed, and it's about the little girl who had a crush on her brother's friend, and she wrote down her little secrets about her crush on a little piece of paper, and then she folded into a beautiful paper star. And for some reason, I felt like I want to do that, so I bought myself a lot of paper colorful stripes, and I've been doing these little stars every single day since then while I'm watching TV series before bed. I went a little bit overboard, I might say, and I'm trying to justify it, so I'm doing this because I can use it as a decoration in my apartment, or I can put it in a gift for my friends in the future, and it would be a little nice personal touch. But honestly, I just feel good when I'm making this little star, because I feel like I'm on an OCD spectrum, and these days we are not going to therapy that much. We're just watching a lot of YouTube and then self-diagnose. But let's pretend we are on OCD spectrum, because it feels incredibly satisfying just folding this little papers and making a paper star like in 20 seconds. I feel instant reward. Like, I'm doing good. For somebody, it could be, I don't know, painting by numbers, or crocheting, or cross-stitching, or again, making miniature kids' room box, creating stuff. But it has to be enjoyable and with no particular reason. Because I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do with such amount of little paper stars. But it doesn't have to has a purpose. It's just fun. And I can't stop, just one after another. But that was the tip number 1. And tip number 2 is kind of a boring one. I'm trying to mix and match the good ones and okay-ish one tips. But to me, it's also important. Again, we are in OCD spectrum. Clean your space and organize it in a way that is kind of neat, but at the same time accessible. And hear me out. So I'm done with crafting for today, and just look at this mess. It's definitely not something I would want to come back to, and it will only create a resistance. And it's so much easier to clean this up now before the paint dries on the palette, and the paper scraps will definitely fly all over the room after I will edit it out. So I'm gonna tidy up my desk immediately. And I also tried a different storage systems and finally found a compromise that I'm gonna share with you right now. When everything is out in open, it causes frustration because there is too much visual noise. But when everything is tucked away in drawers and boxes, it becomes too inconvenient to take things out and put them back every single time. So, the tools I use the most are stored in open organizers, and the essentials, the most frequently used materials in instruments, are kept in small drawers to the right and left on my desk. As for the things that I rarely need, they tucked away in cabinets and sorted by categories. It might sound basic, but keep your workspace organized and make sure your most needed tools are always within arm reach. It's a really small change, but it removes friction and makes it so much easier to dive back in whenever you're ready. You just grab and put back anything you want the minute you need it. Hey guys! It's a new day, and I must say I'm pretty excited to go back crafting. But before that, here's another tip. Because there are so many thrilling and captivating and accelerating things that I can try while customizing this kit, with no obligations whatsoever like we just discussed, I'm kind of energized and pumped to go back to it. And that's because previously I knew the right moment to leave, and that's kind of the rule that I'm trying to follow, is to know when to stop to be able to go back with enthusiasm, and that means stop at the exciting stage. Every project has its highs and lows, parts you're excited to dive into, and parts that feels like a grind. When the rush of inspiration sweeps me up, I have this bad habit of diving headfirst until I'm running on empty. No energy left, no spark to keep going, just still void. And it sounds too dramatic, but that's how I feel. It's a common sense, but that's why it's so important to stop before you hit that point. Ride the wave of inspo, but don't let it crush you. That way, you actually look forward to come back to your arts and crafts later. Next tip is also kind of obvious, but sometimes we need a gentle reminder, and to be honest, it took me a while to truly grasp this through my own experience. And tip number 4, invest in right tools, the ones that right for you personally. In the past, I've had two extremes. First, I often try to save money thinking I could manage with simpler resources. I thought it was better to have a bunch of budget-friendly things rather than a few quality ones, because after all, I would probably ruin them anyway. Hello, imposter syndrome, thank you for ruining it for me. But the truth is, sometimes it's end up making the process way more labor-intensive than it should be. When you take like 100 extra steps that could have been avoided with the right supplies, it's not fun at all, and that's creating a huge resistance towards the process. It doesn't mean that you need to buy the most expensive top-tier options right away, but if something can drastically reduce the time and effort you spend on some things, it's worth considering purchasing. It could be some mid-range or even second-hand. The other extreme I've had, in moments when I was influenced by social media, I bought all kind of splurge stuff, just because I thought I need it if I want to take crafting seriously. Like an airbrush pen, for example. It's actually so much more work than regular painting with a brush or sponge. You need to be skilled, wear protection, take care of it and clean it. And because of that, I almost never use it. I'm too lazy, and I can barely tell the difference in the results of my work anyways. Over time, you would definitely learn where to cut corners and where it's worth investing, but my advice for beginners, your tools should simplify your life, not complicate it. It should make things easier and be suitable and convenient for you personally to use. However, today we are talking about burnout episodes, and at other times, if your curiosity gets the best of you, you can level up your skills to implement new techniques and learn how to use these new things. You do you, I'm just sharing my experience. Well, to you it's been almost a second, but to me it's been like a week, and here I am again. And my tip number 5 is take breaks. Seriously, don't underestimate it, and especially on weekends. I guess like many of you, I have a regular 9-to-5 job, and recently I'm really trying to be aware and to learn to pay attention to my energy cycles, because I've noticed that by Friday, usually I'm running on fumes. So because of that, I'm trying to make my weekends about the freedom. If I feel like it, I might spend an hour or two on some creative project, but I won't force it by any means. I would even tell myself, like, don't do it until you're sure that you really, really, really want it. I'm kind of temporarily banning myself from my own hobbies, and it's only makes me crave it even more. And that way by Monday I'm fully recharged and actually excited to jump back in. Life is packed with priorities, and I'm still learning how to remind myself beyond the willpower that balance is the goal. It's about mixing activities with the rest and knowing when to push and when to pause. I can't stress enough how important it is to know your limits and don't overdo it. By pushing forward when you're tired, you will burn out way faster than you think. Next time you have an idea for a passion project, you will feel the pushback, an unconscious resistance tied to the memory of self-betrayal when you neglected your needs for the rest the last time. It will start to feel like a school homework or chore and something you have to do rather than want to do. And your brain will start associating your passion projects with exhaustion and frustration instead of joy and creativity. Creating something just a couple of times a week is so much better and healthier than forcing yourself to grind every single day until you're completely drained and sick of it. And that also can be called persistence, and that's also a form of consistency. Now, after giving myself the rest I needed, I feel physically refreshed. Emotionally, right now, I'm in a good place too, but let's be honest, it's not always the case. Sometimes, even when your body feels good, your minds and emotions are a tangled mess. And that's when tip number 6 comes in. And I have unconventional twist to this well-known truth, which is use AI daily as your therapist. Really, it's been helping me a lot, especially being multi-passion person, dealing with creative burnouts. For some reason, it really works. So this might sound a little bit out there, but when I feel lost in my day-to-day life, I turn to AI. While most people use it for ideas, which is also very helpful for creatives, I found it surprisingly helpful for untangling my thoughts. It acts like a filter, asking me the right questions I'm too close to see. Even my closest friends can't always help me with this stuff, especially when it comes to my artistic hobbies. It's too specific, and let's be honest, sometimes I really need to vent. And sometimes it's in the middle of the night and I just put it out exactly how I feel in the moment. And other times I need to repeat the same thing over and over again, dissecting it until I finally figure out what's really bothering me deep down. Having close people in your life is amazing, but they shouldn't have to carry every single one of your self-doubts or every emotion you can't handle yourself. So take this with a pinch of salt, and next time you will struggle, just give it a try. Think of this as supercharged journaling kinda, with instant feedback that can be surprisingly insightful. In today's world, it's free and available anytime you need it. And I'm sure you know that I'm not a therapist, but for me, using AI almost daily to relieve stress helps stop negativity from building up inside. It gives me a safe outlet to unpack what's waiting on me. I can write whatever I want in any tone, and I still get constructive feedback. Yes, sure, it's not a perfect solution, but it's kind of a long-term therapeutic exercise in a way. If you're genuinely committed to working on yourself, I believe it can help you understand your thoughts and emotions better over time. And for the last time in this particular video, I hope so, I'm telling you, hey guys, it's a new day, and I always underestimate the amount of time that I need to film and edit those stuff, and I would have thought that this video would took me like a month to finish, but here we are. And while we are on this pause of my smooth editing, I'm gonna show off my little outfit that I created today. I feel like it's so nice, even though I'm the woman who is 36 years old and I'm wearing something school-ish inspired. I don't know, right now in my current version of me, I'm feeling so much better than I felt when I was 16, 20, 30, like right now, I can pull this off, for some reason. And I hope that I will age gracefully, and that I will be that grandma who is like wearing weird jewelry and, I don't know, clothes pieces that nobody could understand, and everybody is wondering what's happening in her head. But I don't care. I want to be that woman. And look at this color matching. Like, I'm really proud of it. This ring and these tights and this shirt, like everything is so cute. And these little pearls. I feel good. But also I feel good in pajamas, so I'm gonna switch to them just right away, because we have the last tip of the video, and this is a tip number 7. Again, easier said than done, and I often catch myself overthinking problems, analyzing every detail, researching for the perfect solution. But here's the thing, overthinking doesn't solve anything, it just keeps you stuck. And the truth is that you can't fix the problem by just thinking about it, you fix it by taking action. Even if it's not perfect, even if it's messy, it's still better than staying in your head. And actions create momentum, and momentum gets you closer to your goal. So if you're like me and you tend to overthink, just remember, don't wait for the perfect plan, just start. Try something. Fail if you have to, but at least you moved forward, and there is nothing wrong about you. Chronic procrastination is basically your brain's defense mechanism against stress. It's not laziness, it's self-preservation. But real solutions come from doing, not just thinking. And also, if I would have to say one more thing, like, a little extra bonus tip, which is also obvious, but just a gentle reminder, you don't have to play social media game as an artist. Likes and views don't define you or value of your art. Sometime this year, I will probably make a separate video about that. But for now, I hope you will give one of today's tips a go, and please let me know how it turned out. So, here it is. It's not finished yet, and I think I will tweak some little things here and there. But for the most part, it's done. And done better than perfect. And like anything in life, arts and crafts is not about being perfect. It's about being human and just enjoying things you like and do it just for the sake of doing it because it's enjoyable. Look, is this cute or what? It's cute. I like it. I know it's cliche, but as you can probably tell behind all of those tips, the main idea is to make it easy and fun for yourself and just take any pressure off your shoulders. And that's what's been helping me previously in life. Not all of the times, but for the most part. But there is always room to improve. So if you have any specific things that have been helping you personally, I'm really open to read this in the comments down below. And if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe button if you want to see more content about being multi-passionate and adulting and balancing things out and just trying to figure out life. So I would really appreciate it. And for those who already subscribed, I'm so glad you are here. Thank you. And hope to see you guys soon. Until next time, stay curious, shine your magic, and bye-bye. Tschüsski. Wow!